Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. I have been gone for a while. Been busy working on a project. It's been an awesome project, so I'm going to tell you about it. It is public knowledge now because I saw it on the internet. CBS is going to do a new reality show, and it's called HUNTED. We were contacted by the producer, and long story, we thought it'd be a great project to work on. So me and my wife immediately started researching. Not just a little bit of researching, we turned the spare bedroom into a war room. Maps, books, resources, whiteboards, everything we needed. And we had the greatest time together. Working together, researching, and basically the show was in Britain, and it was a great success in Britain, so they CBS picked it up. Basically, we would be fugitives on the run for about a month. They contacted me just because of YouTube. Most of the people they picked were from, I guess, their database through Survivor and The Amazing Race. But I've never applied for those shows and would never really do those shows. But this one caught my attention. At first we said no, we're not interested. And then they sent me a link to the show that they shot in Britain. 10 minutes into the show was like, we gotta do this. And the reason we were going to do this is for a lot of reasons. Yes, a venture, a challenge, but the big reason was to showcase Big Brother. All of the powers that the state has, that if you are a fugitive, and there's a difference between a fugitive because you've committed a moral act or a morally incorrect act, you hurt someone, you abuse someone, you rob someone. What we were going to challenge it is because in this country you could be labeled a political prisoner or a political dissident really quick if you don't believe what the establishment wants you to believe, especially being a gun owner, a Christian, a homeschooler, a patriot, a prepper. They can label you pretty much an enemy of the state. So we did so much research. That's why I haven't put videos up for about a month. We have been just coming up with a plan that we were going to implement. I'm going to tell you the plan. It's pretty elaborate. We put a lot of time into it, did a lot of research. During this research, we discovered that it's pretty hard to disappear. There's so much information out there on the internet, websites, Facebook, emails, phone calls. If the state wants to come and get you, you're going to have to basically go where you've never gone before, never talked about it, and disappear. And really hard to have contact with people because of the cell phone programs and the way they can spider and catch you by, you might never even call this person, but you have a buddy that called that person. They're going to track all that down. So we went out to LA, just got back, and we did not sign the contract. Am I regretting it? Well, when we watch the first episode, we will be sad. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We were so psyched. It was just a great bonding time with my wife during the last month of researching things. So it's not going to be wasted because we need a committee in our prepper community here. We need a committee. You can call it escape committee, a fugitive committee. We need a committee to start figuring out if we have to hide someone, like the Underground Railroad hid blacks during the Civil War to get them out of certain areas. We as a group of preppers in this community need to have a plan. So for that, it's been all well worth it. You might say, why didn't you do it, Dave? The reason is that this is pretty elaborate. They're going to have to build a profile on me and my wife. So they're going to have access to everything I've ever done in my life, just like the federal government. So everyone that's emailed me potentially could be exposed to CBS and the new show, and I could not do that. For myself, I couldn't do it, and I couldn't ask anyone else to put up with what I was doing, because people email me in confidence, and I could never give that confidence away. So we had to decline. We were both psyched, wanting to do it, because also this would give us a voice to show that preppers are normal people. Very prepared Americans we are. So I wish we could have done it just for that. Hey, we're normal people, normal lives, just concerned about our country. Also, the CBS is wanting to go down that angle of Big Brother, too much surveillance. You know, what's that fine line between having enough but stepping over the Constitution? So that, I would love to have, you know, a bigger platform to talk about that. So I'm back now. We're going to keep going with it. We're going to form a committee in our prepper group and start studying how we can hide people if they're more of a political prisoner and not just a criminal. I'm going to leave a link to the short little article about Hunted. I don't know when it's going to come out. I'm eager to see the first episode and see how they're doing it. But it was a wonderful opportunity. We went to LA, went to Hollywood, and everyone there treated us great. I mean, it's just total positive. The only negative is, yeah, they wanted to really dig into our life, because they're going to have experts in the field, real experts in the field that know what they're doing. They're going to profile us. They're going to have teams looking for us. So really, this would have been a great opportunity to test our skills. Great bonding time with my wife. Why we were doing this, I noticed that it's not as easy as you think. Because if you couldn't have any support of anybody you know, and only the cash in your pocket pretty much, because if you use your ATM card, they're definitely going to know where you are, it would cause a huge amount of stress. We had to speak to a psychologist or a shrink doctor, just because there's going to be a huge amount of stress on us, and they wanted to make sure mentally their participants can handle it. And I had no problem talking to them. I'm pretty normal. I had to do a lot of testing, and I came up normal. So that was awesome. Southern Prepper 1 is probably considered normal, whatever normal is. So that's where I've been. So now I need to get back into the prepping mode and start doing videos. I got a lot of really product reviews to do. Some things were sent to me. A lot of the things I bought for our retreat group here and for our community group. So I need to get it back into that. But I'm going to be talking about what we learned, me and my wife Becky learned in the research that we put into it. And it wasn't just a few hours. We devoted weeks and weeks to solid research and trying to figure out a plan. So I'm going to share that with you. I don't want to share too much. I don't want to talk about the rules of the game because that's CBS is information, and I don't want to violate any confidentiality. We never really signed anything, so I mean legally I could, but morally I'm not going to do that to the show. I think the show is going to be a big help to preppers. I think it's going to show the preppers what works and what doesn't work. Now it also could show the criminals what works and doesn't work. So there's that fine line. So it's really not a prepping show, but it's going to deal with, you know, grabbing your bag or grabbing things out of your house. What are you going to need if you had to go on the run? Not for zombies, not from a SHTF event, but from the federal government and all their resources. Pretty much you're going to have to disappear with no contact with anyone. There's 6 episodes from the British show, and if you watch that, basically anybody that used a cell phone really jeopardized themselves. Now some of the stuff that they're going to show will be almost like a simulation. They're not really going to use the ATM camera to watch you when people withdraw money. They're going to give you some debit cards to use, so they're the people on the run will have money, just like they would if I went on the run right now. I have a debit card. So I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm going to share more, and hopefully the last 30 days of my life wasn't wasted by far, because I've learned so much. Thanks for watching.